What's going on? So Tyler Robinson is the one behind Charles Kirk. Now, let's get something straight. It's not the agenda that they keep pushing. They talk about the ice. They're not talking about vanilla either. They talk about, now I know about the black dude with the thing on the train, and he definitely shouldn't have been let out. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that black folks don't do crimes and do things. Because if you do it, you wrong as can be. And I'm not saying that. However, the agenda is very racist. It have you thinking all these gangs. They have you thinking that everybody who has, that these people, that all these groups, and it's always the real same ones who it turns out to be. Tyler Robinson is no different than the cat in Buffalo who unalive at the Beulah where me and my grandmother used to go grocery shopping, or Dylan Roof in South Carolina at the church, or Nichols and them and Timothy McVeigh at Oklahoma City bombing back in 95. Like, that's just 30 years ago. Like, I can go on and on and on and on about this. You know what they paint. See, the media is very racist, as the country is too. And they paint this picture of, these hoodlums, these hooligans. They're taking over this and that and the other. And And then when something goes down, because in black world, you know how black folk, we always looking to see who's going to be on the mugshot. Who is behind the camera? When you pull the curtain back, that's what we care about. I ain't going to lie. Pull the curtain back. Please don't let it be nobody black. I kid you not. I don't want to see it. I don't condone nobody doing none of this stuff. I am always glad there ain't no one black. Because more and more times when it comes back to who the culprit is and what goes on, it's like I told you. And when I try to tell people how racist the agenda is, when I try to tell folks how, they paint this picture, and the real ones who've done it are the same slave masters who pass it on like a recipe, but they put it off because they always got excuses. They always got a way to downplay the bestiality, the negativity, the deranged. Think about it. Think about this for a moment. Halloween's coming up. And if you go on eBay, one of them services, they had Timothy McVeigh outfits. This is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. They still got Columbus for a holiday. This is what I'm talking about. Just like Jim Jones Kool-Aid. They still, and it's always the same. When you go and pull the who's behind it, it's the same. It's the same. The terrorists, the real ones that are really doing it. But there is just this agenda not to tell the truth. Couldn't you imagine if America or places actually had to be accountable? Who looks like it? Who's the real problem? But no, 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 no. We can't have that because it doesn't sound right to sell it. We always gotta find a way to no, 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 no. That's not it. No, no, no. No, no, no. And when you find out it ain't the ones that they typecast to say that's always the bad people, but it's the same ones. Now, this young cat is only 22, and they're getting younger by the day with this. They really are. Somebody teaching something, passing it down like a recipe. Recipe to just, whatever. And it's a trip. It's amazing how, you see the same cycle of what goes on. So when they talk about, we don't want the people here, we don't want that there, well, why don't you say about someone who kind of look like you? Won't you tell the truth about who really be doing things and putting it there? Because the ones who are really doing the things is putting it there. Look in the mirror. Look in the mirror before you go off and pop off about, those bad from people from this and that and the other. I got a news flash for you. You ain't gotta go far. You really don't. You really don't. When you think about some of them civil Confederate flag or Confederate so-called them people they put up on them statues, it really ain't that different. It really ain't that different. It really ain't that different. It really ain't that different than them slave owning presidents or people who they put on money and all that other stuff. It really ain't that different. But it's just this little game until you discover who's behind the curtain. It's like, aha, aha, you know. And this is what goes on: systematic institutionalized racism that is flipped to making you the mind jetter. But you already know who's going to be behind the curtain, who did it. You usually got a good guess. You usually. And that shows you there's no balance. So they get some badges, some ISIS, and they say, "Oh, let's get those people out of here. Let's get on your you overstayed your visa." Who found the country? And we gonna go by who really overstayed their welcome and overran their visa and who took stuff. Uh, and I tie this into this young man because that's that mindset that's that trade off, and it's reality. It's like Soul to Soul said, back to life, back to reality. However do you want it, you see who's usually the suspect. It's usually the same old same. Same old same. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands, keep your mind clear, watch out for another. Share the video if you like. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. And what they're saying and who's actually doing the thing doesn't match up to what the words say, to the narrative. I'm out.